All right, folks, it's back. We are back. It's Tuesday, y'all. Dusty is here. I am here. You are here. I see my chat room was already lighting up. Let's get this party started, y'all. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. You're live with your boy Lonzo, the Godfather, West Coast Hip Hop. We do this every Tuesday about 6 o'clock, most of the time. But today, we on time. Happy Thanksgiving, folks. Let's make it happen, Dusty. What up, Doc?
Lonzo, my man. How you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. My schedule is finally coming back to its regularly scheduled program, and so I'm not running around trying like a chicken with my head cut off today. So I'm good. How they treating you, Doc?
I love it, man. What's your plans for Thanksgiving?
Man, I'm gonna get out of here for tomorrow for a few hours. Me and my folks gonna try and double our money at one of them Indian reservations before Thanksgiving. Either it's gonna be a Thanksgiving or a Thankswhipping, one of the two, folks. So we'll see.
Nice, man. Nice. What was a typical Thanksgiving for like a young Alonzo when your family was still around, mom and pops? Like what was Thanksgiving like back then?
Everybody came to our house all the time. My mom was a hell of a cook. My dad was a hell of a cook, and we would always. My cousins would come by, and we had a big backyard, so we always played in the backyard. We had plenty of bikes and toys and swings and stuff. And by the time it got dark, some of the folks would be in there hanging out. One side of the family didn't do no drinking. The other side did some drinking. Sometimes the card game break out. We still be outside playing. And then we always get into this question about religion. I don't understand how it happened. I can't tell you how it happened, but we always got into some kind of discussion about religion or something. And that kind of ended the party for the kids. We had to either go in the house or change the subject. So yeah, that's what it was like, Doc. Mom made she made this thing, man, with some yams with marshmallows. She only made it for Thanksgiving. That shit was off the chain. Okay. Yeah. But no raisins in the potato salad, though. No raisins in the potato salad. What up, folks?
Nice, dude. Nice.
I see the chat rooms in the house. What's up with you folks?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Man. Lighten up, man. We got a lot of new subscribers to the channel this past month, and a lot of it had to do with the Jaguar Wright interview. So thanks to her as well. But just definitely want to welcome the new people to the channel, and I hope you guys stick around and check out the show, man. We got a great thing here, and man, another year down the drain, Lonzo. I mean, 2025 is here, dude.
We just we was talking about, me and my team was talking about this just the other day. It's a year since Easy Street. We did Easy Street the day before Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
It's a year before Easy Street, man. A year since Easy Street. Yes. We did that. It was a day before Thanksgiving on a Wednesday. I think the actual date was yesterday or Monday. But I remember this time last year, day before Thanksgiving, we got it over with, and came on to the pad. It was a whole different thing, man. This whole year just shot.
And it's still up. No one's taking it down. No one's stolen it, right?
We good. All the signs are good. I'm working with the city right now to adopt that roundabout. We're trying to figure out how we're gonna make it happen. I'm working with Home Depot. Hopefully they'll give us some lumber, some other things to make that place presentable. I'm not trying to redo it just yet. I just want to make it presentable so if people come by to check out the Easy Street, it'll look like somebody give a damn. And hopefully sometime we'll get somebody with some real money. We can
love it, man. I love it. I know I've thanked you before.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. I know I've thanked you before for doing that Easy thing. As a hip hop fan, that was a very big deal. I was so proud to be there. And I know a lot of people thank you for getting that Easy Street thing in the works. And it's already been a year, and it's looking like it's going to be hopefully for the rest of our lives until when we're gone after that.
Yeah, man, I just got an email from my stage guy, or text, I should say, and they had it posted on the Rock the Bells Instagram page, celebrating the anniversary of Easy Street. That was like Sunday or Monday. That was pretty good. Appreciate y'all for that.
Great. Most def, man. Most def. Well, let's jump into it, man. A lot of stuff to talk about. If you have any questions, hit them in the chat and I will copy and paste them and we'll get to them later in the show. But a couple things I want to discuss with you, Lonzo. I got to get your opinion on a few things. We haven't taken a trip to the Niggaverse in quite some time, you know, but it's time we got to take a trip to the Niggaverse today, Lonzo. I came across a song that is going viral. It's popping. And I think the Niggaverse just may have a new queen. Sexy Red has always been the queen of the Niggaverse, at least for the past year. But we have this new lady who's trending right now named Kardash. And she has a song called Plan B. Anyone who doesn't know what a Plan B is, technically it's an abortion pill, just to make it, I guess, the best way. But I'm going to play a little bit of the song for you, Lonzo. And if Plan B, and if we get a copyright notice, I'll literally delete it, so I can delete it in 30 seconds. But here's Kardash, and this is a sample of her song Plan B. Let me go on and hit this. Boom.
Fuck a plan B, them shit don't need work. Let them nut all in my guts, and then I go and top my purse. Let them nut all in my mouth, I think I got some on my shirt. Kept my $50, and I went and blew it on some yurt. Yeah, fuck a plan B, them shit don't need work. Let them nut all in my guts, and then I go and top my purse. Let them nut all in my mouth, I think I got some on my shirt. Kept my $50, and I went and blew it on some yurt. Yeah.
Let them nut all in my guts, and I go and pop a perk. And this song is trending. Little girls are singing it online, Lonzo. She is talking about a Plan B, and she's literally talking about popping perks. And she looks tweaked out in this. Like, you could tell when somebody's eyeballs are like saucers. But talk to me, man. Kardash, possibly the new queen of the Niggaverse.
Man, you know, like I said, once you get somebody that starts to drop the bar, they can't wait to see how low they can make it go. And this is a pretty low one here, Doc. This is pretty low, even for the Niggaverse, man. This is really low. It's amazing that this stuff even is allowed on the radio, dude. I mean, as many people that have issues with the whole process of the AB, I'm gonna call it like that. Somebody to make a song about it and for it to go viral. That's pretty much ridiculous. Excuse me. I saw this video popped in one of my timelines for some reason or another, and I saw it. And I'm glad you brought it up because I was wondering if you saw it or not. And I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, this is disgusting as usual. And she'll get 15. She won't even get 15 minutes. She'll probably get 5 minutes of fame because she got, man. Because it has no nothing. It's just some insanity set to music. That's all it is. It's insanity set to music, Doc.
There was a time, and I was alive to see this, and you definitely were alive to see this, where being a druggie was seen as a bad thing. Man, don't be hanging out with him, dude. He be popping perks all day. Don't hang out with him. He's on heroin. Don't hang out with him. He's whatever, blah, 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 coked up or whatever the case is. Now, popping perks and being a dope head is, quote, cool.
They said it a long time ago, back in the days of N.W.A., the dope dealers made the music. Now the dope heads make the music, and you wonder why it sounds so bad. There's no guardrails, man. There's no guardrails. There's no gatekeepers. She has the same opportunity as anybody else to upload her stuff to Spotify, jump into the algorithms that qualify her music is qualified for, and get exposure. Nobody cares who hears it. There's no consideration for the kids anymore. Used to be a term, I'm gonna say it again, I said it before, used to be a term called contributing to the delinquency of a minor. That has no bearing anymore. It has no bearing. Ask me how I know about it, because I almost got jammed for it. I got jammed for that particular situation on some bullshit. So, so much is gone, man. So much is gone left in the pursuit of financial gain. It's ridiculous, dude. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. This song is promoting unsafe intercourse. This song is promoting go out, have a crazy wild night, get rid of that baby the next day. I mean, this song is promoting popping perks, which many people are dying from taking fake Percocets. I mean, if you would have told me in 1992 when hip hop was at the top of my list of things that I love, if you would have told me they'd be talking about that in 2025, I'd have told you you'd be lying.
It's a lot of things that I've seen in the last past few years. Man, maybe the last maybe 10 years that I never thought I'd see. Never thought I'd see. Hey, as Gomer Pyle will say, surprise, surprise. Y'all know who Gomer Pyle is. Don't worry about it. That's an old school.
Yeah, he was from Hogan's. Was it Hogan's Heroes? Wait,
he had his own show. He had the Gomer Pyle.
Where's Gomer Pyle from? Remind me.
He was from. He was from.
Oh, okay.
He came out with Andy Griffith. He was Goober's cousin. We're talking about some old shit now, y'all.
That's what it was.
Go with your grandmama, but actually who Goober was. Who Goober Andy? Goober Andy.
Say surprise, surprise.
Yeah, Goober, Andy, and Barney was, and shit. And, then that's how you get to Gomer. Anyway, man.
Well, shout out to Kardashian, man. I feel like we'll be talking about her a lot more when we take trips to the Niggaverse. But yeah, that's all we're gonna give her tonight, man. We'll see how that song goes and how her career goes. Something tells me it's not gonna be a long.
Still Radio says car trash.
Something tells me that, but
car trash, garbage, tacky. It's all the above, folks. And again, when you let one person do it, once you allow, it's like anything else. When you allow somebody to come into your house, if you have all white carpet, and all of a sudden you let one person come in your house with muddy shoes on, everybody figured muddy shoes was okay. But the first person, if you have all white carpet and nobody's allowed to wear those dirty shoes, even if you don't say nothing, if they see the boot, just see the shoe, the dirty shoes sitting by the door, they're gonna pull their shoes off automatically. Our carpet is dirty and everybody's still walking, got muddy shoes on. And if you say something, you're the hater.
Well, that's something that
Go ahead.
Exactly. You're the hater. Exactly. You hate women. You hate this. Like, come on, man. Nah, I hate trash. I hate BS, and I hate a message that is being that little 7-year-old girls are damn who don't even know what a Plan B is.
Right. That's crazy.
But let's talk about this, Lonzo.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
I got
you go. This delay is okay. Yeah, man. So I talked about something on my show last week, and it got a decent response. And as a lot of things in my life, probably like, what would Lonzo think of this? DJ Vlad did an interview with Lil Tim. Lil Tim is the guy who was responsible for shooting, for taking the life of King Von. We've talked about this in the past. There was a rap beat that was going on. That's not what I want to talk with you about. I want to talk with you about this clip, Lonzo, and I'm going to play it right now, and I want you all out there to pay attention to it. But this is Lil Tim talking about getting a colostomy bag. For anyone who doesn't know what a colostomy bag, it's a poop bag. When you get shot in the stomach or something like that, you got to carry a bag around for a certain amount of time. Now, the older homies, Lonzo, they tell you about the parties. They tell you about the girls. They tell you about how fun it is to go bust on the ops. But what they don't tell you is that if you get hit with one of those hot ones, that you'll be walking around with a shit bag for 2 years, which is what happened to this guy. So I'm going to play this clip. It's about a minute and a half, so get comfortable. And I want to dissect it after we listen to it. This is Lil Tim talking about getting a colostomy bag.
Now, they actually gave you a colostomy bag at that point?
Yeah, I had a surgeon, had a colostomy bag.
Okay. And, I've interviewed, like, Terrence Gangster Williams. He went through that also. He got shot in the stomach, had a colostomy bag for a while. I mean, how hard was that to deal with? Now you basically have to shit through a bag.
Yeah, that was kind of like, that kind of threw me off, because it's like, I always heard about a shit bag, but I never had met a person in person actually seen the real shit bag. So like, I always heard about it or seen it on TV or some movie or something, but I never had been right next to a person who had actual shit bag and told me how this working, this and this and that. So I'm asking the doctor 21 to 50 questions like, damn, well, what's this? I'm on this forever? Or like, you say I got to shit out of this, so I can't shit out the regular way? Like, then you tell me I'm on a liquid diet, I can't eat this and that. I'm like, damn. I'm really. Then they trying to tell me how this shit go, or how I need to learn how to do this because when I get the they ain't gonna help me with this. I'm like, I'm all fucked up right now. I'm in a colostomy bag, I'm charged with murder, and I'm shot up.
If he goes to jail, he has to learn how to do his own colostomy bag. Now, Lonzo, they tell the little homies about the parties. They tell the little homies about the girls. Tell the little homies how exciting it is to go pop, pop, bust on the ops. But this is the part they don't tell them. Talk to me.
You can make gang banging. You can make shooting at ops sound so cool. Yeah, we're going to roll up on them fools. We're going to bust on them. And we're going to come back. We're going to party. We're going to smoke one, blah, 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 blah. You can't make a colostomy bag cool. No way fucking possible. You can't do that. It's not possible. I know a brother. I have a brother, partner of mine, that had a colostomy bag for a while. He had to change it. That was the funkiest thing you ever want to be in the bathroom with. I'd rather be in the bathroom with 5 fat people ate chili and chitlins at the same time than one nigga with a goddamn colostomy bag. Oh, hell no. 5 fat ones eating chili cheese chitlins. Then they get one motherfucker with a colostomy bag. Boy, that is some foul, because sometimes, and I had a catheter one time. You don't know you're going to the bathroom because your food automatically just goes through. And sometimes it'll fill up. You don't really know it's filled up until you, oh shit, it's full. Let me go up here and do this. Same thing with a catheter. You don't know that you done filled it up with piss until you touch your leg. I walked into the bathroom behind my boy to take a quick one, and he had just got through walking out, dumping his bag. Oh my God. Yeah, this ain't no joke. But like I said before, one thing about us, we can make some of the damnedest shit sound cool as a summer gun. And usually what they do, how they make things sound so cool, is they put a slang on top of it that takes away the human factor, like ops, crabs, slobs, whatever the case may be. That it takes the human factor out of it. So you're not talking about going around the corner. We're gonna hop in our car. We're gonna load up these guns. We're gonna shoot some human beings that we don't too much care for. They're gonna do that. But you can't put a shit bag in a shit bag. Okay, you can't put no cool on a colostomy bag. You can't put no cool on how to deal with that. You can't do it. And I think that's one of the things that we've been able to do. We've taken some of the most derogatory things in life and turned them into cool points. And, walking around with a strap.
Well, we did it with the N-word. We did it with the word nigga.
Thank you. Perfect example.
Nigga was seen as a bad word when you were a kid. Your parents thought, look at that nigga over there. That nigga, look at that nigga. Now it's, that's my nigga right there.
Yeah. So when we had that ability to turn things into some of the coolest things. The way sometimes some of the way brothers walk, that should be far as your body. It'd be what's it called when your back is crooked? Brothers be walking all sideways and stuff. It's just not cool for it's not good for your spine the way some cats lean and walk. But hey, they do it anyway because it looks cool. And a lot of those cool walks come from brothers having health issues, but they just turn it into a cool move. I had a partner of mine, he had one leg shorter than the other. He had one leg shorter than the other, and he always just leaned, okay? And he just leaned on that leg. And you didn't think it, you didn't realize that he had one leg shorter than the other, but he just leaned on that leg, and when he walked, he had that little swagger thing going, and he made that little one short leg work for him. And it became a cool walk. Real talk.
That's
Scoliosis.
hilarious.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Martin. Scoliosis. Yes. Brother has scoliosis, and he just, he made it work for him. Because brother, especially if a brother has any type of ego or drive about him, he's gonna flip some shit. I had a partner of mine, he had valley fever. And when he had valley, he was in prison. He had valley fever, and while he was in prison, the bones in his neck, they got messed up, so they had to fuse his neck to his shoulders, and he walked like this. He was the coolest cat you want to meet. Yeah, man, you know, whoop, 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 whoop. And his nickname was Head and Shoulders. I swear, I'm not bullshitting. His nickname was Head and Shoulders, okay? But he was one of them dudes that he just, you know, he turned that deformity or that illness into a cool move. You know, yeah, man, you know, I just how I do it, blah, blah, blah. He wore his hat to the other side. So it had the illusion of a balance. Oh, he had it hooked up. No, real talk.
Damn, that's some funny shit. That brother got a cool ass walk. No, that brother got diabetes, dog.
Diabetes. That boy got club foot. Okay.
That's hilarious, dog. Yeah, man. Hey, we didn't get to talk about this last week because we had Young MC on, and shout out to Young MC, gave us a great interview. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you go to the live videos in the under the live videos. You'll see it. The last one was Young MC. That was the last interview we did last week. Great interview. But we didn't get to talk about this last week, man. But what were your thoughts? And did you get a chance to check out the Tyson fight a couple of Fridays ago?
The Tyson Entertainment section. The Tyson Entertainment.
Yeah,
the Tyson Entertainment event. Okay. You got to understand, man. When you see that kind of money involved, them cats not there to get hurt. Jake Paul, you know, what's his name? Paul ain't there. Jake Paul, he ain't there to get hurt. Mike Tyson ain't there to let him hurt him. They here for entertainment purposes only. Only. When the person promoting the fight getting more money than a guy like Mike Tyson, and in the contract, hey, you can't hit me, you can't do this, and you see Mike pulled some knockout moves on him, but he didn't pull the trigger. According to some of my sources, Mike had a contract. Part of the contract was the longer it went, the more money he made. So we had to let him win. $20 million. Mike is one of the baddest men on the planet. $20 million to jump around at 58 years old. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. He ain't get hurt. He's still Mike Tyson. You ain't gonna mess with him. You talk that shit for the next 10 days. Internet was lit up for the next few days. You got to understand, Jake Paul is a YouTuber, man. He's here for the likes, the views, and the subscriptions. YouTube, Netflix. One of the guys I saw, I think on Netflix, said the fight was so bad, I didn't pay for it, and I still want my money back. Okay, I was so bad, I didn't pay for it, and I wanted my money back. Not to mention the fact that it was buffering something terrible. So again, Doc, I think it was an experiment.
Oh my God, about 12 times, man.
I think it was an experiment for Netflix to try and move into some sports situations. They may cut a deal with the WWF or something. I don't know, man. But it just seemed like, again, it was a money grab. That's clear. That's clear to no avail. That was a money grab. No doubt about it. It was a money grab for Jake Paul and for Mike Tyson and for Netflix. And it had everybody talking about it before the fight. And we talked about it after the fight. They got what they wanted. You got what you wanted. You saw the fight. You didn't get it. You didn't get a knockout. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got any bruises whatsoever. Nobody got a bruise. So if you got a fight with no bruises, it's some bullshit. Okay, Mike Tyson ain't bruised nobody. No black eye. He didn't bite shit. Come on, man. Nah, dude. It was just what it was. It was a money grab.
Entertainment, right?
Yep.
Entertainment, money grab. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about old Tyson, man. I was a big boxing fan growing up. I still watch the sport to this day, but definitely was bigger back in the 80s and 90s in my eyes. But did you ever watch boxing, man? And talk to us about some old Tyson. What you remember about old Tyson?
Tyson was so bad back in the day, you couldn't go to the bathroom on Tyson. You go to the bathroom, you done missed the fight. By the time you pull your pants down and take a piss, come back to fight. What happened? What happened? Homeboy over there holding his eye, they giving this motherfucker smelling sauce and shit. He knocked his ass out. That's what happened. And that was a problem for a lot of people, man, because back in the day, you had to pay for them fights. You had to pay for those Mike Tyson fights. At pay-per-view, that was Mike Tyson was a good pay-per-view boxer. And you paid $29, $49, whatever it was. I think it was $29 or $49, whatever the case may be, to watch this fight, and it didn't last but one round. He had a few people he knocked out in the first one round or first 15, first 3-4 rounds. And before Mike Tyson, you had you had a whole bunch of people, but you had good fights like Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler. You had Tommy Hearns and Roberto Duran. You had a lot of badass middleweights. You had a lot of badass heavyweights. And to see these guys fought, they weren't no boxers. Sugar Ray Leonard was probably the closest thing to a boxer. Everybody else was fighting. It's a difference. I got nothing but respect for Floyd Mayweather, but back in the day, you're not getting in the ring with Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Hitman Hearns, or Roberto Duran, or Marvin Hagler having a fight, 15 rounds back then. It was 15, it wasn't 12. And fight for these guys 15 rounds and gonna put on some shades and go to the after party. Ain't gonna happen. After party gonna be in the ER, baby. You win or lose. After party gonna be in the ER. That's how they did it. You don't go take a shower and put on your Gucci glasses and go to the club and start partying, popping bottles and shit after an hour after you done fought one of these cats. It ain't gonna happen. You might not get home to Tuesday or Wednesday because you're gonna piss blood for at least 3-4 days. When Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier fought, they both ended up in the hospital for 3 or 4 days, and they both pissed blood. Although what's his name? Joe Frazier won the fight, but they both ended up in the hospital pissing blood. What?
Damn. Nah, I'm good. That's the day I'm quitting boxing. I'm quitting boxing the day that I start pissing blood. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I'll piss blood
over that. Who besides Mike Tyson?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Who besides Mike Tyson did you enjoy watching as a youngster?
Bro, I grew up watching Ali. I was a kid when I was 20 years old and they had the Thriller in Manila. I was on Channel 7.
Talk to us about that, man. We've never talked about that. Talk to us about that day, how big that was. Break that down.
Yeah. That day had a double meaning for my ass, man. That day had a double meaning because that was the biggest fight at that time. The Thriller in Manila with Ali. It was Ali and Frazier, right? Yeah, Ali and Frazier.
Ali versus
Frazier, right?
Ali Foreman, right?
Ali Foreman. Okay. That was a big ass fight, man. It was on Channel 7, one of the biggest, the fight of the century as usual. And we watched it, but that wasn't the fun part for me. The fun part, I met this lady I've been trying to get with forever. I was working at Kenny Shoes. I gotta tell y'all this story. I was working at Kenny Shoes. And this chick, we went to school together, but she was a little older than me. And all of a sudden she didn't know me in school, but at Kenny's, all of a sudden I'm the dude. And I gave her my number. She told me to come by and pick her up, and I wanted to watch the fight. I didn't pick her up. I was gonna pick her up after the fight. And all of a sudden she kept calling. We had house phones. We ain't got cell phones. So my cousin said, who keep on calling? I said, this girl I met at work today, she want to come over. My cousin was crazy. Man, next thing I know, I said, tell her I ain't here. I want to watch the fight. I don't be bothered right now. I was a big fight fan. So anyway, he got on the phone with us. And next thing I know, he walked in the house with her. What the hell? So we didn't kind of got it planned, but it ain't really planned. And next thing I know, they in full motion. Full motion. Understand motion, okay? I'm on the phone talking to my girlfriend. Okay. I shouldn't even tell the story on the story. I shouldn't be telling the story. Anyway, make a long story short, I'm gonna keep it as clean as I possibly can. I ain't trying to get my channel shut down. Anyway, I'm talking to my girlfriend on the phone. He told her, get him off the phone, and she came and got me off the phone while I was watching the fight. She came and got me off the phone while I was watching the fight. Put it
together, folks. Got him off the phone.
Okay? You put it together, all right? And I watched the fight but I couldn't hardly watch it because I was blinking so. Yeah, dude, that was a good fight night. And the rest after the fight, the after party.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The after party was the bomb. Yeah, you didn't rung a bell now, Doc. That was damn.
And it was Frazier. They got us right.
It was okay. Okay, it was.
You had it right the first time. It was Ali Frazier. I don't know why I was thinking Foreman.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Doc. Yeah, that fight meant a lot to me. It was like
you always have something new for me, man. I've been knowing you for all these years. Still got something new, man.
You know, I get that a lot, man. If certain situations ring certain bells, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. So, you know, if you hit me with the one, I'm gonna give you the 2 and the 3. You got to give me the 1 though. So you gave me the 1 on the Frazier fight. That gave me a 2 and a 3.
I'll leave you to you, my brother. Hey, this is something I would love to talk to you about because I was a big fan growing up and actually just did a show on Saturday. A shout out to the chat, to people who were tuned in, to see a few of you. But you mentioned WWF. Did you ever watch wrestling as a kid or a young adult? Pro wrestling?
Man, in the beginning, when Bobo was here and who else? Rocky's daddy was, you know, for a minute that was hot shit for as a kid. They used to do it right here off of Figueroa. Rocky Johnson. They used to have the Olympic Theater, right? Olympic Auditorium, right by the freeway, man. It was like $5. I was more into roller derby than I was wrestling. Roller derby was the chef's prize. They ain't brought that back. But roller derby was too damn violent because they would. It was all suspect, but roller derby seemed a little bit more realer than boxing as a kid. Okay, because people leave that something gun with some bloody noses. Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't a big boxing, but you know, we kept up with the boxing as a kid. I mean, I'm a wrestling as a kid. I really can't get into I'm not big on this new thing they got right now though, especially when his wife was about to be in charge of some shit that she ain't been in charge of. Anyway, we're not gonna go to politics today.
Yeah.
How you do?
She was being body slammed just a couple years ago, and now she's about to lead some shit, huh?
Hey, she about to lead the Department of Education. How you do that? Okay. No, wrestling was never one of my things.
Okay. Well, shit. Let's move on. But before we do, I'm gonna ask everybody. We're about halfway through the show to hit that like button if you haven't already. Just smash it real quick. It helps out the algorithm. It lets everybody know that we exist. So if you want to do just the minimal for the channel, just hit that like button, please. And if you're feeling real generous, there's a $sign right next to the chat. And if you want to donate, you know, for a few bucks, it is gladly appreciated. But let's move on, Lonzo. Probably the biggest story this week within the past 24, 48, 72 hours is Drake's attorney has filed a lawsuit against UMG, United Music Group, and Spotify, claiming they conspired to inflate Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us. They are being accused of using bots. They are being accused of manipulating playlists. So when you say, Siri, play Plan B by It's Kardashian, they would actually play Not Like Us. Not to say UMG are innocent or guilty. Kendrick's camp is innocent or guilty, because I'm sure a lot of that stuff goes on, a lot of shady stuff. But there used to be a saying, Lonzo, men lie. Is it safe to say that now?
You break it up a little bit, Doc.
What? Let's see. They will. So, is it safe to say that, you know, I said men lie, women lie, numbers don't used to be a saying, but is it safe to say that nowadays with this streaming era that numbers lie like a motherfucker?
You can't believe shit. I'm sorry, dude. You can't believe nothing these days, man. It's real hard to believe your lying eyes and ears. Everything is digitized, which makes it manipulatable. They've busted people for doing less. I mean, when you got bots overseas, you got phone farms where people are just buying streams, buying likes, buying whatever the case may be. How can you trust that? It's not. There's no way to stop it. the song was hot. It was cool, but is it all that? Yes, you can convert anything. You can rewire anything to do anything you want to, whether it be Siri, Amazon, whatever the case may be. It can be rewired. It can be rerouted to something else. Is it suable? I don't think so. I think they're wasting money because you are in the frontier of technology that has not been regulated. So what law did he really break? There's no law saying he can't use a bot. There's no law saying he can't do what he's doing. What laws are you breaking? All these new ways of getting over are okay as long as they're on your side of the fence. That's like having that badass, crazy ass dog that's in the gate with you. When he bites your ass, now you want to put him to sleep. Same thing, folks. People been accused of drinking the same kind of shit also. This ain't nothing new. But now that it's biting you in the ass, now you want to cry foul. Can't cry foul. You can. I don't see the lawsuit going nowhere. How do you prove that? You gonna go in what's it? Summons all the records from various. Nah, they ain't gonna give you all that shit. Nah, they're not gonna get it. You subpoena who you want to. You ain't getting shit. I don't see that happening, Doc. So yeah, no, man. No. Nope.
Okay. Let's talk about. Yeah. I want to talk about your time in the business back in the day versus today with the streaming and things like that. Now, let's talk about. We're gonna jump into Payola. We've talked about Payola in the past, but we'll get there slowly. But back in the day, is it true that first week sales, which was everything to an artist, first week sales were based on how many records shipped, not how many records were bought?
Right. You got paid based on what you got your positioning on the charts based on what shipped. Now here's the trick. The record business is 100% refundable. You can ship 2 million records, and all of them come. If all of them come back, you gotta get them. You won't get paid. Put it that way. And that's one of the problems with the record industry. You can ship gold, platinum, don't make no difference. If that shit doesn't sell through to the general public, you get that shit in the back of your docks, and you got to restock that shit. Now they call themselves being slick by introducing SoundScan back in the late 80s, early 90s. They had SoundScan. SoundScan, when they first came out with barcodes were on the back of your records. You bleep, bleep, bleep. And every one of those records that was sold was getting counted at the record company. And that was another way how they certified you gold through SoundScan. But everybody didn't. Only the majors used SoundScan in the beginning. So none of my records ever had barcodes on them. We didn't get them till late in the game. So, and even with that, they was cheating. How I know? I know the cheaters. And what they would do, they give you you shipped you so many records, then them free goods that you were at 10% free goods, they may send you an extra 100 records, an extra 200 records that you can scan. You can scan them. Well, you wasn't supposed to scan them because they had holes in them, but you scan your records that you got in the store, and then you sell the ones with the holes in the barcode. But you still got credit. Okay? The record game ain't no joke. And people would pay people to scan records just like they would do with the video show. They would video jukebox. They would pay people to go on video jukebox and just keep ordering the video over and over again, and that would block anybody from even getting the video played. So if you got if you got somebody doing the videos, you got somebody doing the scamming on the sound scan, you can run some shit, especially if you're a big boy. If you're a major player, you can run some shit, and that's what brought all that shit down was the sound scan and the video jukebox all came tumbling down because it all came under a form of payola.
Now, before that even going back 40s, 50s, 60s, whenever people would visit radio stations and offer certain favors, maybe, I don't know, put some white stuff on a table and pass it along and say, hey, play this record. When did that stuff start to get regulated?
It was always regulated, but it just wasn't enforced because who was going to enforce it? Back then, man, you might have 3,000-4,000 radio stations around the country. You had your P1s and your P2s. You know, it was less P1s. P1s like it was your big stations like WBLS in New York, the Wave, shit like that here on the West Coast. Then you had small stations like KGFJ and all these other stations, W this, W that. And like I said, we spent time in cornfields because the land was so flat, the signal may not be that powerful, but there was nothing to block it. So you get a radio station in the middle of a cornfield that would go from cover most of Texas and a good chunk of Louisiana and Mississippi. Because if there's nothing to block it, you had a clear signal. So by having that, people would create radio stations. It was cheap. You know, it was not that expensive, and you could make your money. And especially if you was an independent, you made most of your money off of shit like Payola, because now you cover the market. And especially you work on independents like us, because we don't have a whole lot of money, so we either give you something that you like, or give you some records that you can sell to your independent distributor to make the shit happen. Oh, it was a cold game. It was a much more fun game, but it was a cold game.
Now, regarding Payola, I mentioned the white powdery substance earlier, but regarding Payola, what are some of the little tricks that music executives or music salesmen would do to get their record played over someone else's?
Man, they would send girls there, give them tickets to ball games. See, after a while, they got slick. If you like baseball, football, basketball, when they come on Tuesday for record day, it'd be some tickets. It would be a couple of tickets in the album sleeve. Or, hey man, what you doing this afternoon? Meet me over at so and so. And while you there, he send you to the ball game. It was a game of schmoozing, and it was usually you had to schmooze the program director first. In the beginning, it was the DJs. DJs had all the power. DJs used to be able to play their own music, whatever they wanted to play, they could play the music. Back in I'm gonna say the old days, in the very beginning, in the early 60s, DJs had all the power. Then they came in with this program director who controlled the continuity of the station. So they'd have a vibe, have a certain kind of vibe they want to protect. So only certain records would be played, and if your record was in that vibe, you would have to talk to the program director. He would decide who played it and when it was played. Now you may get it, you know, sometimes they would test your records in the mix show, or sometimes they test it late at night to see how it jumped off. And depending on who liked you and what you brought to the table, you might get a spin in an afternoon drive or morning drive. And then it's now just a matter of the relationship. That's why they had what they call independent record promoters. Independent record promoters back in the day were the guys, they was called the bag man. Every territory had a bag man. Okay? A bag man is somebody that you trust to bring you whatever you like, and he ain't gonna turn you in. You can't give it to anybody because it's illegal. It could be a setup. It's just like selling dope. You can't buy and sell certain substances for anybody. So if you're gonna do a crime or something that's illegal, you want to do with somebody that you know. So you had to know the bag man, pay the bag man, give him what he want, and then he would go take it to the program director. And then after a certain amount of time, you get what you want. And then they got real smart. They said, nah, no more program directors. We're gonna give it to the station owner or the corporation that owns the station. That's when you started hearing about people giving away cars. They took all the power out of the small man's hands. So now you got corporations dealing with corporations. All right, you got this new puffy coming out. Okay, cool. We need to give away some cars in California. We need to give us cars, trips to Disneyland, some trips or whatever. So you got all these folks started giving away cars and these trips to Hawaii or these cruises coming up. Station Sports, the station is doing a cruise. Have you ever heard that before? All of a sudden, we got a 7-day cruise going to so-and-so. We giving away tickets. Guess who bought a bunch of them tickets to give away? Guess who may have paid for that boat? So you can make money by selling tickets. Oh, it's a cold game, dude. It's a cold game.
Let's talk about this aspect of it, Lonzo. I'm a big radio nerd. I've followed radio since I've been a kid. To this day, I just love listening to old radio, even if it's old 1990s talk radio, old 90s hip hop radio, whatever. But radio DJs had more freedom back then to play, pretty much whatever they wanted. Now every radio station in the country is owned by 3 corporations. So they play the exact same music, no matter if you're in Atlanta, you're in LA, you're in Philly, you're going to hear Plan B by Kardashian, but can you take us back to when DJs had freedom playing whatever they wanted, and even go deeper into what markets Turn Off the Lights was biggest in?
When I dropped Turn Off the Lights in '87, we started off in KDAI out of we first broke in KDAI out of San Francisco, and because I hired a hitman, I gave him some money, and he got me on the radio. And the first week in January, KDI went on the record, and the record blew up. Greg Mack was playing it already, but we hadn't hit heavy rotation yet. There still was some little bit of controversy between the crew and N.W.A. So I guess he kind of didn't jump on it as fast as he normally did, to my recollection. But KDAI jumped all over it, and a lot of your program directors and DJs will listen to other stations, to the big stations, to see what they're playing, and they want to break into their territory because KDAI may get Oakland, it may get hit in Oakland, and Oakland may hit parts of Sacramento, parts of Stockton. So all these cities around there, Vallejo and Emeryville, all that shit could be affected by one big station playing the record. But because you might not hear that station on that in your city, you just grabbing the records. So now Turn Off the Lights because it was a good record, had a life took a life all its own. And it worked for a good little while, but then it stopped because we didn't have the money to keep on going. We just broke up. My money was a little tight. So what happens now is, as DJs move around to different stations, one of the most unstable jobs in the world is a radio DJ. You can be on FM tomorrow, you'll be on AM the next day, and on your ass the next day. So a lot of guys would take records that they knew that were hot, especially if they got promoted to being a program director or something like that. They take the records that they had in this old market, take it to a new market. Anybody heard it before? So now that was how Turn Off the Lights blew up, because as DJs moved around the country, we got hot in different states, different territories, just by folks moving around. It's like a bumblebee. They kind of pollinated our success by moving around the way they did. And so I didn't spend a whole bunch of money on promotion. We never had a video for the record. There's no video for Turn Off the Lights. There's videos been made with people dancing and shit. Groups make, but I didn't make that damn video. So it just, but again, that was the beauty of having a good record. It didn't need a whole lot of promotion. People was looking for it. I've had a couple of records that I worked as I was a bag man for a minute. People paid me to take records to different radio stations. And when I got there, they looking for the record. As an independent, they're looking for it. So all I got to do is give it to them. Simple as that. If you got a good record. And that was the difference between what we're dealing with now and back then.
Okay. What were some of Art Chavez has a good question. He says, Lonzo, what were some of the West Coast radio shows besides Greg Mack, Bobby Jimmy, Russ Parr?
Say it again now.
He said, what were some of the West Coast radio shows besides Greg Mack, Bobby Jimmy, Russ Parr?
Who was that? John London was on K-Day in the morning. John London was dude.
John London, yeah. The Beat.
Yeah. And he had a little. He was hot. He would do skits in the morning, and one of his skits that got him in a lot of trouble was called Little Crackhead. And Little Crackhead was a kid. He was a crack baby, and they made fun out of crack babies. My boy Omar Bradley, at the time he was a mayor of Compton, lit his ass up. They made him pull that shit off the air. Okay. There was another dude.
John London was white, for anyone who doesn't know.
White. That was a big problem right there. I remember hearing the interview. Hey man, these kids, this is a pariah in our community, and we can't let you make fun of this right here. We did them crack babies on a regular basis, man. And he stood up, and homeboy had to pull that shit. No more. Another guy that was pretty popular that fooled a lot of people was a guy named Theo. Theo had this.
Theo, that was my dude. That was my guy, man. I used to love listening to Theo. Everybody thought he was black until we saw him in a magazine one day. He was like, "What the? This is an Asian."
Yeah, Jackie Chan, shit. Oh, that broke a lot of hearts, man. Well, it broke a lot of hearts and created a lot of curiosity, man. Because I know one of my girls' partners at the time, and she came like, "Girl, did you see Theo?" She said, "No, it's Theo from the radio." Oh yeah, I love me some Theo. Theo is Asian, huh? Yeah, he fooled a lot of people. Then they had the Baker Boys. They were on Power 106 for a long time. The Baker Boys, they was hot. They was hot as fish grease. It was a lot of good. Back then, you had to have some talent to be on the radio in LA. You had Julio G. He rocked with.
You had that personality, right, Lonzo?
Yeah. He had that personality. Julio G rocked with a K-Day for a while. Like I said, Bobby Jimmy was a funny dude. He just retired.
Easy had his own radio show. Did Easy?
Yeah, he had his own radio show for a while. He was on there.
Did Easy ever tell you about his radio show?
Yeah. I mean, he was at one point. Greg Mack was trying to get Easy to buy K-Day when K-Day was about to go off the air. That was a sad day in LA, man. Ooh, it was a sad day. It was a sad day in LA because people have been talking about this and we thought they was bullshitting. Okay. Just like I was just like last week when we were talking about going to K-Day up the hill, because K-Day had two stations. They had two locations. They had an office on Crenshaw that was like a sales office, but the actual station was up on the hill off of Alvarado, off of Sunset, and the antenna, everything was right there. And we spent a lot of time in that radio station, and we damn near helped build it. I went there every day, dropping off mixes every day, literally. I should have brought him on the phone. Hold on, I'm gonna call his ass right back. Hold on, there. Unknown. He calling me for something. Hold on. There.
Cool. Reminding that he's live. Hit that like button, everybody. Got about 10 more minutes. About to give Unknown DJ a call. If you don't know Unknown DJ's history, check out Unknown DJ, man. He is one of those dudes who he was right there with Lonzo, man. Right there with Lonzo at the beginning.
Yo, Doc.
Leave your message.
Oh, that's why his ass is unknown. He just called me. 40. Oh, he called me back. Hold on there. Hello? Hello?
Get on the phone, man.
What?
I got Yipper on the phone. Yipper in the crew when we did that little job up on Tucker and Crenshaw when dude tried to fuck up out of the place.
First of all, you're live with Lonzo on the N.W.A. show. I'm glad to have you on the show. That's why I was calling your ass back.
What up, Unknown?
I know he trying to get me to go back to the Twilight Zone. What's the question again now?
What was his question?
This question on the air.
Was Yella at the club with us Was he with us when we did what?
I told him I wasn't. I told him I
No.
I don't think he was. What club you talking about? You talking about doing the?
No. This question cannot be answered on air, my boy.
What club we talking about?
That Roger now got that was a playpen.
The one Roger had over on Crenshaw?
This was before Roger got.
We had it first.
Yes, we did.
Right. He wasn't there. That was you and Dr. Rock. Cause I sent y'all over later on. He wasn't there. He wasn't there yet. He wasn't there yet.
Okay, so
he's right. He wasn't there yet. He wasn't there for Ravens Cast by either.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Because I was like, man, I swore that was Yellow, and we took that little thing with, but you know.
No, that was Dr. Rock.
All right, bro.
All right, Doc. All right, Yellow. We'll holler back.
All right.
Yeah. At one point in time, I was always doing multiple clubs. I've always had entrepreneurial HDAD, whatever you call it, ADHD.
What was this question? We couldn't really hear him, Monzo. What was this question, real quick?
It was a club we had over on a spot we had on Crenshaw and Stocker. It was an old cafeteria, and we turned it into a dance spot for a while. And later on, Uncle Jam's Army took it over. Okay, Unknown tried to do some over there a couple times. I put a little money in with it for a minute, and it was cool, but it really wasn't. It was not working for us, and we left it alone. Then Uncle Jam's Army went over there. They turned it into the playpen, and they made it work for a while. But it was all underground, all illegal, and we were just trying to spread ourselves over to the other side of town. And we had that club. We had another spot we did over on Washington and Crenshaw called Ravens Cast Bar. I lost so much money on that damn thing. It was ridiculous. It didn't work. It didn't work. But yeah. Yellow came in about the third year of Eve After Dark. We were still experimenting a lot of different things at that time. We was doing a lot of experimenting, trying, because we were still doing outside gigs. I was doing the Queen Mary. I was doing Biltmore Hotel. I do the convention center. I do all kind of stuff to bring people back to Eve After Dark, because we the only ones got after hours, baby. We the only ones closed at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I would do that. I'd give another outside dance, bring everybody back to the Eve, and charge them again. We was killing it.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, Unknown.
It sounds like you had a really fun time, man.
Dude, it was great being a boss back in the 80s, man. It was great. It was great being a baller back in the 80s. It just, because once you understood the game and you carried yourself in a certain way, people wanted you to come to do events and they shit. And because I had an established venue, people knew, oh, you do that? Oh, come on, Ben, try some over here. And people just let me try stuff. That's how I got to do those. When I got ready to leave Eve After Dark, because I had do those, old man wouldn't give it to nobody else. He never gave it to nobody else but me. And the blues guys and me were the only ones that ran do those. I was the only one he would let do teen dances over there. Somebody got killed before I went over there. And because I had Eve as a reference, I was able to do all kind of shit, with the Queen, like I said, the Queen Mary, Alpine Village, Convention Center. I did a whole lot of stuff outside of Eve After Dark just to bring the after party back to Eve After Dark.
Love it, man. It sounds like a good time. And we have a couple more minutes. So before we go, let me ask everybody to hit that like button one more time and hit that subscribe button. And I'm going to ask you guys to check out Lonzo's new show, The Mentality Show. Tell everybody a little bit about The Mentality Show again, and when and where they can find it.
Mentality Show will be here. We might be off tomorrow. I might have to go out of town, or I have to make a run tomorrow. I might not be back in time to do it. But we on every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, just like the same time here with me and Dusty do our show. And I have two co-hosts, my boy Kevin Collins, who works for the men's mental health of LA County, and my other partner Curtis, one of my guys. We just chop it up real well. And we talk about men's mental health issues. A lot of things that men deal with that nobody else deals with. Nobody, and in some cases, nobody cares. Nobody cares because you're a man. Suck it up and deal with it. And that's never the case for anybody else but us. So we take a little time and cut up, talk about some of the things that men deal with. And we do it in about an hour, 30 minutes to 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the subject matter. So yeah, join us on Wednesday for Mentality Show with your boy Lonzo, Curtis, and Kevin.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. That's our time. Man, I just want to tell the audience I'm so thankful for you guys. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with your family.
Everybody, yes.
And Lonzo, I hope you win big tomorrow, my brother. Hit him with that outro, man.
All right, folks. For those who never heard of me, I'm the first one to put Dr. Dre in the surgery, stuck Ice Cube in the freezer till they got cold on the eve after dark, 50-yard line to Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me like a hater of rap. Don't believe that Hollywood bullshit because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than you will ever know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands for Not Without Alonzo. Peace, y'all.